Okay, welcome to episode 6. I think in this episode we're going to get this radio back in the cabinet. So this will probably be, if not the last one, then the second to last. So we're getting there. So a couple of finishing touches that we're going to do on this thing just to help improve the sound, as we discussed. So the first thing is I've got the speaker mounted right here. Right? Sounds great. Here's our tone control. And I have this little tweeter. It's actually a high quality tweeter. It was in a boom box that I had. It's a 4 ohm, 30 watt tweeter, so it's not cheap. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount that here, and we're just going to connect it to our circuit. We are going to put a 10 microfarad cap in series on here, just so the bass doesn't blow this thing out. But we're going to mount it right around here, so it's going to involve me cutting out a hole and mounting it like that, and then we'll really get some great sound out of this thing. Now, with all that great sound, it doesn't really mean much if you're dealing with just AM radio. So what we're going to do to help that is we're going to put in a circuit, or we're going to modify the circuit so that we can plug in an MP3 player, and we can listen through that. So I've got a prototype here. This is probably not the one I'm going to use, but it may be. And it's a 3.5 millimeter jack. It's got 5 pins, and 5 pins are important. They have them in 3 pins and 5 pins, and we're going to use the one that's 5. And I'm going to show you on the schematic how we're going to get that wired in. So basically, what you do here is you've got your volume pot here, and you've got this wire that goes up through a 47K resistor, goes up to this can. This is the IF2 can, and this connects to your detector and your AVC circuit. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically cut this wire right here, and we're going to wire that jack between it. So pin 3 goes on this side, pins 2 and 5 goes here, and then pin 1 comes down here on the B- rail. That's essentially all you got to do. And I think it's pretty simple. I don't think we're going to need pin 4. Actually, there is no pin 4, is there? But if there is, we won't use it. So we're going to use, again, pins 2, 3, 5, and then we have pin 1, which goes to our B-. The only way you can do this is if the radio is safe. Okay, I have to stress this. If you have a radio that you're working on like this and you haven't taken all the safety steps that we did to make sure that this thing is safe and it doesn't have a hot chassis, you can blow up your MP3 player or blow yourself up. We don't want that. So I'm going to review the safety steps one more time. Here's the drawing of how we're going to connect it again. Here's that wire that's been removed. 2 and 5, 3 and 1. Very simple. All right. And again, I may use this jack or not. I'm not sure yet. I'd like to get something like this. This is going to be a little easier to mount because I just have to drill a hole in and put it through. With this, I've got to figure out a way to mount it. So I'm probably just going to get one of these. I don't have it yet. But let's review the safety things that we did in this radio. I noticed on episode 1 of this series, I have a new subscriber that said he's working on a radio very similar to this, and was relatively new to radios, and I said, hey, make sure you make the radio safe. So I'm going to go through this again for him and make sure that everyone understands what we've done. So first thing that we did is we put in a 2-prong cord. So we didn't put a 3-prong cord, but that's okay. But what we did is we took our neutral and went over here to the rectifier tube, right? Pin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pin 5 of the rectifier tube, and we put our hot side over to the switch. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, obviously you want to do that, just to go back to that, you want to do that because you have a polarized plug, right? This only works if you're using a polarized plug, and you have to use a polarized plug. If you try to use an old plug you have laying around, you're kind of defeating the purpose. And the polarized plug is the wider blade, obviously, right? That's your neutral. The other things that we did is we put in 2 safety caps. So we put one here, and we put one here. And let's review where those safety caps go on the schematic. So essentially, the first one that we replaced is right here. Well, this is R100, and this is a 150K resistor that went to ground. We replaced that, we took it out, and we replaced that with a safety cap. Okay? Doesn't matter what value it is. All we did is we put a safety cap in there. The second one that we did is right here, and that's C303. And we put another safety cap here. We removed the 0.1, and we put a safety cap there of no value significantly, whatever we had. And again, that goes to chassis ground. Those are the only 2 points here that go to chassis ground. that we need to modify. Now, by doing that, we're essentially ensuring that there's no hot chassis. Okay, and the way you can test that is by seeing if you get any voltage between ground and the chassis. So that's how you test it. So if you're going to put this MP3 modification in there, or this MP3 player deal, you got to do this. You got to do the safety stuff first. You'll also notice here that the switch here, we basically move the switch up here, all right, to pin 2 of the rectifier. That's where the hot side goes. So we basically put this up here. We ran the hot to it, and we're good. Okay. So that's it on the safety. So let's talk about the other thing that we need to do to finish this radio, and that's the dial glass. So I want to show you what I'm doing with the dial glass. Okay. So here's our dial glass right here, and you can see it's in real rough shape. Okay. Nothing I can do to save this thing. Unfortunately, you can't get the dial glass for this radio. Radio Days doesn't have it, and I'm not about to go spend $40 on custom graphics. That ain't going to happen for this radio. So we went to plan B here, and what I did was I put this on my computer and scanned it. Scanned this image into my computer, and on the screen, I was able to, well, I'm not going to say it's perfect, but it's good. I was able to color it in and fix it. Now I had to use different lettering here for Philco. I couldn't match the Philco font, and I had to redraw the scale, but I did that. I also redrew standard and broadcast. This is exactly the right size. So what we've done is we've printed it in high quality, and here it is, right here. It's got the hole in it and everything. Okay, so what the plan's going to be is I was going to put this in paint thinner and get all the paint off of it. I think what I'm going to do is go to Home Depot and get a piece of 3/16 plexiglass and mount this on the back of it, like so. And then when you put it in the radio, no one's going to know the difference, right? We're not looking for perfection here. We're looking for, excuse me, something that looks decent. So that's how we're going to deal with this. And again, this will stick on the back of the plexiglass, and we should be in good shape. So hoping that works out well. I could also put it on the front, to be honest. I don't need to put it on the back. If it makes sense to put it on the front, I'll do that. The back, it may wear out with that dial pointer. So I don't know. I'll decide. But you can see it fits perfectly over the glass. You can see the glass through there. And that's how we're going to handle this. If I knew what font this was, I would try to replicate it, but I don't. I know Philco had some odd fonts here. That's how we're going to deal with that. Okay? And then the last thing, here's a tip for those of you that work on radios, especially one like this. This radio requires the antenna that came with it. All right, it's got a 3 ohm loop antenna. If you try to hook up another antenna to this thing, it ain't going to work. You're not going to get your stations in. It's not going to work. It's tuned specifically for this. Having that wood cabinet on the bench is a little bit of a hassle. So I noticed that the loop antenna was loose in spots anyway. So all I did was remove it and put it on this box right here. And I've got my wires taped down so that I can connect it to the radio and test it. And then when I'm ready, I'll just put it back in the wooden case, and I'll glue it in, and it'll be good. So we've got to protect it here on this box. That's a little tip for you, for those of you that work on this stuff. So we're gonna stop here. I'm gonna shut the camera down. I'm gonna get these mods going here, get the speaker in place, figure out what I'm gonna do with this. I could actually do something like this here, and just use some angle brackets and hold it in and do it that way. The only problem is that this is flush to the card, and this masonite here is pretty thick, so you'd have to stick the jack all the way inside. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to look for one of these and see if I can find it. So we may not do this mod today, but we're certainly going to do the speaker. So let's go do that, and we'll be back. Okay, we have our speaker mounted right there, and you'll see you can't tell from the front. It's there though. Right here, we used the same grill cloth. I was able to peel this back and drill the hole and put a little more glue on there, and cleaned up this little rail here which the glass goes into. So now we're going to wire this thing. Excuse me. And as I stated earlier, the red side of the speaker is going to, in parallel, is going to go to a 10 microfarad cap, and I'll put that cap between here and this positive terminal on this speaker, and then we'll run our wires up from the radio here and here. So let me get that done. I'll be back. So a little bit of a change of plan here on our dial glass. I actually took the dial and stripped all the paint off of it. It came off like paper. It was like nothing. So I'm going to do something a little bit different here. I ordered a legal size sheet of decal paper, water slide decal paper. And I'm going to see if I can print the dial like this on the decal paper. And I'll put the decal on the top of the glass, which I think will be perfect. You gotta remember, this radio doesn't have a dial light, so there's no light we have to worry about coming through. I think it's gonna work out really well. So that's gonna be the plan. We're gonna put a decal on this glass and see how it looks. All right, we'll be back. I have to wait for the paper for a few days, so I don't know if it'll be in this video or not, but I'll show you how to do it. Be back. Hey friends, we're back here. So I'm gonna put this video up now because I'm waiting for two things here. I'm waiting for the decal paper. I ordered decal paper for this dial glass. And I think I'm going to try to put this, instead of using a piece of paper, I'm going to try to use a clear decal and see if I can get that to work. And if not, then I'll go to this piece of paper. That'll be easy to do. So the paper's not here yet, so I have to wait for it. And the other thing I'm waiting for is the 3.5 millimeter jack that I'm going to use for the MP3 player. The one that I was originally planning on using, which is mounted on a circuit board, is really not going to work well. I really want to get something that I can stick through that piece of masonite. So this is what I was originally going to use, and I was going to try to figure a way to mount this board. So I've ordered the correct jack, which will protrude right through here, somewhere in here, and that will be our cutoff. So so we're gonna wait till that stuff gets in, and I was gonna try to wrap everything up in this video, but it's been too long now at this point already. So I'm going to get this video put up, and when we come back in the next episode, we'll have everything put together. I've also put these connections in here, by the way, for our speakers. So so that will be easy to do. And I've got everything mounted here as far as this goes, and the capacitor that I told you about, so we're good. So next step is going to be really just running the wires up for the MP3 player, mounting it, and putting the radio back together. All right, so I'm going to end this one here. And I'll come back when I have all that ready. The next project I'm going to start is a pedal for my bass guitar. So Brendan and I have been discussing a pedal. So one of the, a pedal basically allows you to change the sound of your instrument. And one of the things that I'm looking for is a trebly overdriven bass. For those of you that are into the Who, that's the kind of sound that John Entwistle had on his bass. So Brendan and I have come up with a design, and we're going to build it. And I've got all the components here, and then some. And we're going to put this together on a breadboard, and we're going to tweak it and test it and dial it in, and see what we can make happen here. So this is going to be a passive one. It's not going to be powered initially. If it turns out that it just steals way too much power from the amp, then we're going to have to power it. But we're going to start off unpowered. So I'm not going to go step by step on that one with all of you, because frankly a lot of you probably won't be interested in watching that step by step. But when it comes time to do the final build, I will bring you along for that ride and explain to you how things work and why they work. All right, so we'll get this video up today, and I hope everybody's doing really, really well. Summer's almost here, and everybody's getting real busy, so same here. All right, guys, talk to you soon.